What's up, guys? Welcome back to my Pi project. I decided to do a VPN and an ad blocker. And of course, my name is Zachary Fortman. Why is my project valuable and who gained value from it? So, the VPN is a low-key amazing thing for companies and people that, want to protect their IP addresses and, be connected to a network, a specific network like a company's network. If a company has people that work at home, they can have their person connect to it and get into certain things that they couldn't do it at home if they didn't have the VPN or other ways to gain access to that network. Hardware used. We used a Pi with an SD card in the back. I also used a mouse, screen, keyboard, and the power supply. Not much else. I wanted to keep it more simple, and we'll get to that why later. This is actually why. I was not coerced with pies. I haven't touched them since, the first day we got these. And so I was a bit, hesitant on trying to pick something super tough and that needed a bunch of hardware and just like, I wanted to do something a little bit more simple, but I could make it, in a way like, produced more better. So, that was one of the problems. Other problems, like certainly, like when I didn't expect to, was how long it took to install some of these things. I kind of sat around a little bit, and then, I walked away, and then I came back, my Pi shut down, and I had to re-upload it, and I had to make sure it, installed it, and it was a whole bunch of like installing that I was not expecting to sit around a lot for. So these are a couple pictures. The top one is the command I used to install the Pi VPN. I used it from, the pivpn.io. Then the next one is, Pi VPN has two that you can use, is WireGuard and OpenVPN. I used WireGuard because I found it to be way better as a like not a beginner, but like as a whole as a VPN because I connected to it very easily using port forwarding, and we'll go to that. This one is port forwarding. They might be cut off a little bit because I mean I don't want to show any IP addresses or anything. So the first one is me making the port forwarding for WireGuard. It is a UDP. It uses a certain port, and this was a majority of the time where like I think this could be hard because port forwarding for some people could be, you know, I haven't used it since I actually did what down here is called the Valheim server. I did that for that, and it's its own server. And then down there you could see the WireGuard has a server. Then I downloaded it. I had to add a client for my phone to connect to something, and I called it Everyday Tech. Just it was just an example. I didn't want to do it too big, too little. And this is my phone connecting to it. As you can tell at the top right of my phone screen, it is connected to WireGuard. Perfect. It was so useful. I'm so happy that it worked. Then the next thing is the ad blocker. So this was in the middle of it. I wanted to like make sure it worked. Pi-hole requires elevated privileges to install, so I let that run and update and install. And then this is me testing the block visibility, and it test passed. It had a 0%. It was perfect. I was super happy with it. I also went around to some of the websites as I, through the kind of weeks I was using it on accident, and I didn't get many ads, if not at all, because other than like when I wasn't connected and my Pi was shut down. And I think this is why my project is different. It is not just a VPN. It is the ad blocker as well, and it really helps, get two birds with one stone instead of just doing a VPN or doing a Pi hole and ad blocker and stuff. It puts them together. They mesh together really well because it protects the IP address, and then it protects it from some viruses that, you might not be protected against. And it's really, really helpful. Things I learned about this project. I learned quite a bit. I mean, like I said, I never really messed with the Pi. I kind of just like I was a Windows user since I was a wee little lad, and I never used Linux, and I still to this day I don't like it as much because I'm not well versed with it. So I'm like, hesitant on using it sometimes, and so, there's times where I'm like, oh, should I use it? Should I not? And using a Pi and realizing like the extent that it can like bring just absolutely amazed me. Learning how to use a VPN and port forwarding, like I never like to an extent I knew port forwarding, but also not really. And so I think I learned a lot from this, and I think everybody should do it, and everybody should look into actually a VPN for their home. If you go out a lot and like go to public networks, like it can just protect it and save your address, and you know kill some ads. Or I mean, you can just use a VPN to go and watch videos from Europe, like my mom does, or Korea, like anime or anything like that. Well, I hope you liked my project. That is all. And, good luck on you guys' projects, and peace.